Today I'm going to show you how this typewriter is able to do what it does. So first off, we have these keys, and when we press a key, it triggers this hammer. So they did it where every single key stroke swings the hammer. So it's the same hammer. They're not all swinging individual hammers. So here we are on the back side. We've removed a few things. So as we press a key, there's essentially just a bar that just swings up. And we will dive in a little bit more. So here's the bar earlier that I was talking about, how it makes the hammer go up. Every time it presses, it flings the hammer. So it's basically just on a hinge that will do that. But then it does have some functionality back there to make this slider go back and forth, but we'll get to that in just a moment. So each hammer has this little rubber thing on that side to give it the bounce back. So that this rubber piece gives the bounce back. And then there's the hammer that goes up that just basically presses it up. So that's how it works. The rubber pushes the key back into place, and then that hinge is just knocking the little bar that flings up. So now we're going to take a look at how they made every single time this goes up, that clicks, this slider bar clicks down by 1. So the first part is this little guy right there. So see how it has a little thing that hooks and clicks. So every time it goes down, it's pressing that lever. There's a better shot of the lever. So it just clicks the lever down. So here we are. That is the lever we were just talking about, where when it goes up, it clicks it. But it's attached to the hinge, attached to this piece. And so there's this little gear grinding that essentially it has springs down there. We'll get to seeing the springs. So there's tension brought, and this gear is trying to always spin. So it is every time a key is pressed, it is lift up to let it down. And then as that goes down, it lets that slider slide. So here we go. Here's another look. As it clicks up, it clicks down. So here are the spring-loaded pieces. They are trying to push this way, but because of all the gear system, which in turn gets to the tooth gear, it then can't go until the gear is let go. But because this gear stopper has 2 gear stoppers, one on the top and one on the bottom, it makes it so that every time this goes up, it allows 1 click of the tooth gear to turn before the bottom one clicks and engages. So it only allows 1 click because of each tooth. It just basically bounces back and forth between the teeth. I actually had quite the trouble getting this to work when I was putting it together, and the simple reason for this is because I had these gears down pushed too tight. So you want to kind of loosen them up, make sure they're a little loose, and then it will be able to click in smoothly and go down one by one. And so it's just on hinges. We'll continue. So it's on hinges that kind of allow it to just slide back and forth, just go back and forth kind of like that. And there's wheels, so it's just sliding on a track, so it slides back and forth, and the rest of it's attached to this piece. So as it goes down, this whole hinge thing, or not hinge thing, the whole slider just slides back and forth because it's just resting on those track. Now the final piece of functionality is this little spinner for the paper to go in. So it's pretty simple. There are just these tires attached to the spin. So the tire gives it a little bit of grip, and then you feed the paper through there, and then it spins through. So nothing too crazy. It's just a wheel on an axle. Overall, it's quite a neat set. It has some amazing functionality, but I feel like once you dive into the functions and features, it's not as insane as I thought it was at first, but still a good one to have. Thanks for joining. We'll see you all later. Goodbye.